what we're moving on to next is a very special event, the first of many, the first inaugural, the first annual Tim Healey Memorial Scholarship. And thank you. And I'd like to ask the Chairman, Andrew Ingalls, to return to the stage for a special announcement. And joining the Chairman on stage will be Christine Hill, partner of the late Tim Healey, and Pauline Mooney, Chair of the A.W. Howard Trust. So please join me in welcoming back to the stage Andrew Ingalls, Christine Hill and Pauline Mooney. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bernie. 11 months ago, a much valued friend of the CRC family, Dr. Tim Healey, passed away. Tim was a respected and much admired director of our CRC for 6 years. And during that time, everyone who grew to know Tim respected and admired him, admired his commitment, admired his humour, admired his dedication and interest in the CRC. And so it's very appropriate today that we do have the opportunity to remember Tim and, in fact, to, as Bernie just mentioned, see and hear the presentation of the first Tim Healey Memorial Scholarship. And I'm delighted that Tim's partner Christine is able to be with us, and also Tim's brother Tom is present, along with long-term friends going back to Tim's days when he was a director of the GRDC in Dick Davies, and also I know Dr. Tony Gregson's here as well. So it's good to have his friends and family here today for this presentation. And as I said, Tim was a good friend of the CRC. He was an erudite and urbane man who was the archetypical gentleman and scholar. He came to the board with very strong credentials in finance and corporate governance, and he applied those skills very effectively. But he also took a great interest in all of our other activities, and although he didn't have a background in agriculture, his very sharp analytical mind was very useful in all aspects of our business. And so the board determined that we should recognise and remember Tim's contribution to agriculture and agricultural research. And when we looked at a way that we could appropriately remember Tim, we could think of no better form of memory than to establish a scholarship. And when we put this to our partners, government and industry, state agencies, everyone was extremely supportive. If there was one particular area that Tim was really enthused about, it was the postgraduate education program, and he loved to be involved in the mentoring that our board undertook from time to time. So we're very glad that the Tim Healey Memorial Scholarship has been established, and that the first recipient has been determined and will be announced shortly. But of course, as you know, the CRC is winding up, and we needed a mechanism to be able to continue and perpetuate the CRC. We've allocated funds so that this award will be enduring for the decades to come. And so we're very pleased that the A.W. Howard Trust has agreed to take over as trustee of the scholarship fund and to manage the scholarship under established rules once the CRC has ceased to operate. So I'd like to invite Professor Pauline Mooney now just to say a few words about the A.W. Howard Trust.
Okay, so it's not often I get to plug the trust, so I take all opportunities I can. The trust is very interesting because the trust is based on a chance event that happened in 1889, when Amos Howard found subclover on his property in Mount Barker. Today, more than 20 million hectares are planted to subclover. His vision and his foresight and his ability to see something that had value has had huge benefit for all of us. And in that memory, the Trust was set up in 1964 through the AIAST, so the Ag Institute, and it continues to be successful today. The Trust's sole focus is really to give out money for grants. They may be travel grants, study grants, grants and aid, and fellowships. And it is with enormous pleasure that we take over the responsibility for administering the Tim Healey Trust, and from all of the trustees we will take good care of his memory and ensure that it lives long on into the future through the people that are recipients of the award, but also the skills that we develop and embed in our community and make Australia richer. So it's with great pleasure that we partnership with FFI to ensure this legacy.
Thank you, Pauline. And now it's the time for the announcement of the inaugural Tim Healey Memorial Scholarship. In a moment, I'll introduce the successful candidate and invite Christine Hill to present the award and to say a few words. The winner of the scholarship is a candidate who works on the Waite campus in South Australia and is using the facilities of the Adelaide University and CSIRO in his work, which is addressing the sensitivity of nitrification and nitrous oxide emissions to temperature shifts. And his work has been described by his mentors as being of global significance. His project particularly addresses the influence of temperature on N2O emissions from pasture soils, and so it's of considerable relevance to the work that our CRC has been undertaking. The winner of the Tim Healey Memorial Scholarship is Thang Lai.
I feel really privileged to be invited here today and to be able to present this to you, Tom. I've looked through your CV and your project. I see you have a really impressive academic record, and your project is very interesting. And I wish you all the best for your ongoing studies and for your future career. And I'd just like to say a word to you. Thank you very much, Andrew. But Tim's family, and I would like to thank you very much, and to the Future Farm Industries, for actually recognising Tim's interest and work in the field of agriculture, and by honouring him in this very special way by awarding a memorial scholarship. And I think he would have felt really humbled, but felt also very proud. And he's always taken a real interest in students and mentoring and teaching. And I think this is the best way possible that Tim could possibly have been remembered. Thank you.
And now I'll just invite Thang to say a few words. Just for your interest, Thang, in winning this award, was actually on his annual leave and travelled back from overseas specifically to be here today. So it gives you a demonstration of what a dedicated person he is.
Actually, it's very hard to express my feeling at the moment, but I would like to say big thank to CRC very much, and I promise to study as best I can to meet the certification of the CRC and many famous scientists in here. Thank you very much. Thanks.